Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Lanky, palanky, shushki.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't care what you're saying.
Shashima.
It's not part of the court case.
Can't knock. Oh, I can
Knock,
knock
knock.
myself out.
Yeah, you can only knock yourself. How do you feel about that?
Okay, but I need you though.
Something tells me I need to mute the game again. I think it's distracting you too much.
Okay, there we go.
See this? See that? You hear that? Oh no, that's what Trally Mankey did. That's what happened. That's what the Trally Mankey did to you. How do you feel about that? Huh? How do you feel?
Do the share thing, man. Share chat, bro.
Fucking bro.
Okay. Lanky man. Lanky manky shashki pet.
So anyway, we can play like this. I think the audio is just distracting or focus on the game, you know.
That's kind of absurd to say that.
It's really distracting you. You might not be able to solve the case, you know. Sometimes I can't tell if this game is loud or quiet.
It certainly has a sound. I think I'm ready. Oh, let's get started.
It's just awkward. It sounds like it's on the lower end of volume for some fucking reason. But anyway, well, everything on the PC is max, so whatever.
Damn, we're already October? Fucking hell. Time sure is flying.
What? Don't you want 2027 to come sooner?
Okay. Oh, it's Vera.
Oh, yes, good morning, mute character that never talks to me with a giant notebook.
Man, this is the easiest character to voice act.
Yeah, I should just voice act her, because all I have to do is just say nothing.
So, you're Vera, right? I'm Chusy. Chusy, right. That's right, with a W. But not right, right?
Uh-huh. See? ... See, I voice acted her.
Wait, no, I'm voice acting her.
I'm just saying, like, it's just ... See, how's that? You know, see, that's called voice acting.
1 second, let me get some water. Okay. We're on your side. You can tell us anything, please. Good morning.
Man, I feel like if you're gonna do that acting and the music's playing, you're probably gonna be non-existent. That was so quiet. she speaks.
Not bad, not bad. I think you'd do better with a little smile, you know? You're so pretty. You need to sell yourself, you know?
Trucy, let's take it easy for starters. Oh yes, sketching.
Thank you for taking my case.
Happy face. Okay, well that's a start, I guess. Now you can calm the fuck down. Hands back again. There she goes with the nail polish again.
That's great. Really, it's so cultured. Want to try?
No.
Oh, really?
No. Ah, girls, man. God, can't believe it.
Uh-huh.
The victim, True Shan, was a forger. Oh, yay. Honestly, those aren't even real eyes, are they? I swear to God.
They look like, they look like one of those, you know how you sketch eyes, basically? Like, just scribbling. That's what his eyes look like.
They look like real bro. Is he here now, though? There he is. 52. A dead man is 52.
Yeah, Brasho. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Freelance
Yeah.
journalist, I can smell mint. A scoop from miles away.
No.
End quote.
No. And caught my ass. And the stolen painting was found in his studio. A life of crime, really. And maybe one that led to his death.
October 8 Ken Ame Districto Corte
How about you come back to
Cortomurum
the present time? Stop being in the future.
Notri.
Come back to the present time already.
Well, we seem to be back here. Well, now,
I think the judge is dead. I think he died.
begin trial of, Vera Misham? Is the judge okay?
Oh, he's just going mental at this point. He's still recovering from the time waste from last time.
His voice is all raspy and he's looking around all nervous like. The repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time.
Damn. He's already calling it out to be the biggest trial of mankind.
And may indeed alter our legal system forever.
Damn.
This is a test of the jurist system. On the first step toward a new order in our courts. That is secret mission. The jurist will function like a jury.
No way.
It is hoped their inclusion will help the courts to better reflect the people's will.
Sounds like more complication if you ask me. Why aren't there any jurists in the courtroom?
3 closed circuit cameras watch this courtroom at all times.
Damn, Phoenix gets to watch me off screen. I love that pressure.
The jurists have access to everything that transpires.
Including you smacked to the wall.
Jurists! Judge Vel and Judge Cool.
Right. He's already trying to get points with them.
Now I see here. Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that.
Even he wants points.
My apologies, Herr Judge. Jurist, today, judge today's trial coolly, if you will be so kind.
That's probably some negative karma points right there. It's a negative aura. That jurists are unbound by the letter of the law. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but their feelings. I gotta satisfy their feelings. And we're about to find out just what effect they're going to have.
Very well. Prosecutor Gavin, the details of the case, if you would. The victim is the painter Drew Misham. He was killed in his own studio. His coffee was poisoned. By whom, you ask? By none other than the defendant Vera Misham.
How nice.
Objection!
There wasn't any poison in the coffee. But there was poison on the mug! Apollo, what are you trying to pull here?
Achtung! Someone has been doing their homework. Indeed. Poison was not present in the coffee, but in the mug itself. The mug. Residue was found on the rim, I see. The autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death. The court accepts this as evidence.
Oh, yes. The late evidence every time.
According to this report, the victim's death was caused by atraquinine poisoning. A chemical compound that does not occur naturally. Lethal dosage is a mere 0.002 milligrams. A touch of atraquinine in the body is the touch of the Reaper's sight. Very well. Prosecutor Gavin, you may present your witness. I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety.
That journalist, no doubt. Oh, yeah. We're gonna have some end quote sentencing here, aren't we?
Oh yeah. The witness will state his name and occupation. Right. Well, for starters, my name is Spark Bushel. My job is a law and observer of the world.
In other words, a freelance journalist, right?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to state something here for the record. Yes, Mr. Bushel. I dislike conclusions. Specifically, the aspect of jumping to conclusions. Preconceptions make park sandbox of endless desert waste. End quote.
But you're a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday.
Yeah, well, that's true, yes. But you must understand, I stand before you today a man with a dream. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to this story. Scoop turns Mr. Brusho into that Mr. Brusho. End quote. Let's hear your testimony then, shall we?
A simple case, Gavin, for me, the jury is still out. Wait. No.
I visited the studio around 9 and that night to do the interview. The first outsider to enter the atelier, journalistic history made. End quote. His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. And you know what happened next? Star Falls. End quote. No one else entered the room beside her the whole time. That does sound like a simple case.
End quote.
Unless you were the one who poisoned him.
Plot twist.
What do you think, Judge? Need I remind you the cameras are rolling today? And I felt the need to be a bit dramatic.
Yeah, it's going great.
You didn't do it, did you? Me do it like that? Me do
a thing like that?
Me do a thing like that? Come on, that's like newsmaker making the news. End quote. Or even contemporary witch hunt. End quote. I know. Wild accusations rock courtroom. End quote.
Rock courtroom,
Rock indeed. Prosecutor Gavin sure looks like he's having fun.
I'm so happy for him.
Very well, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination, please.
Oh boy. And fucking quote.
Hold it!
9 at night? Isn't that a little late for an interview?
If the great painter Drew Misham says come at 9, believe you me, I go at 9. The first, and as it turned out, the last interview with such a prolific painter.
Right, can you tell us what it was like when you arrived?
Hold it!
You were the first reporter even in Drew's studio?
Posterity will look back on that night as a turning point in journalistic history. A basically insignificant step for all mankind. But a giant step for that Brusho guy. End quote. One sec.
Must be hard acting him. Cause issues.
Ugh. You know, I'm at voice acting like 4 different characters. If no one on the outside ever had access to the studio, then it would serve to reason that the deed was done by an insider.
By which he means Vera did it.
So, how did this epoch-making interview go?
Hold it!
Would you mind being a little more specific?
Oh, let me tell you, I enjoy a cuppa. In fact, it all began when I was in 3rd grade. No, wait, 4th grade.
That's not what I meant.
I believe I know what Herr Forehead is driving at. Is this coffee the victim was served? Is it anyone other than the defendant touch it?
Right, that. That's what I was going to say, really.
Well, now, if you got a question to ask, you'd best straight up ask it. That's what I tell all the new recruits, several times if necessary. Write for a great schooler. That's my motto. Which isn't to say I can only write great... Which isn't to say I can only write grade school level stuff, mind you.
Who touched the coffee?
Dunno. I was in the back, looking at the studio's equipment, when she served it. And what happened next?
What a fucking fiesta.
Hold it!
What's this about a star falling?
Star Falls, huh? It's like an old telegram. Send money over. Zowie! You don't know? That's like a journalism code word. An important personage passes away, a star falls. Get it? But there's no gravity in space, is there? I wouldn't think stars could fall, really.
Does this matter?
Oh boy! This is good stuff! Good stuff! How about a star breaks? Nah, like Sponge. I know! Star dies. Nah, nice imagination.
For a star dies, next thing you tell me you're gonna make a black hole.
Of course, you could go with Drew dies. Straight to the point, I like it.
True dies, sure. I think we need to hear about something a little more substantial.
The stars coffee, Russian coffee.
Yeah, I'm sure this is very substantial right down here, man. That'll make a huge difference. I mean, I don't even know, honestly. I have to select something here.
And there's no penalty for trying anything. So I'm not really sure what we need here. moment of that.
When Mr. Michel passed away.
Oh boy, what a scene that was. He puts his coffee mug down with a crash, right? Yes, and then the cold fingers of death touch his spine. Ice flame sputters and fails. So cold was that touch, he could do naught but re-tremble uncontrollably. Actually, Life's flame is a little tired. Life's river froze over. Yes, that's a go. I think he's starting his article already.
Could you describe that a little more simply?
Well, as you can imagine, I was pretty surprised. You hit the floor, as they say. Artist's seizure is a final performance. End quote. Paralysis paralyzes the central nervous system. The body arches back like a bow. Like a bow. The limbs tremble, the throat burns. That's quite enough of that. Some of us want to be able to sleep tonight. Oh yeah? Well, I want details. Lots of juicy details. For that, you can listen to our last year's hit single. Atriquinine, my love, by the Governors, available at all major music outlets. The point here is that the victim died of atriquinine poisoning. Well, Mr. Justice, how did you find that testimony? I guess, I don't know. I don't know, I guess.
Well, as an account of the moment of the victim's death, I'd say it's very important. Please add it to the testimony.
Well, the court requests the witness add this account to his testimony.
So, it sounds like a situation where we have to either add one of those three things to the testimony and then do something about it.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's a whole level of complexity.
That is pretty, yeah.
Hold it!
Yeah, that's true.
You said it was definitely death by poison. How can you be so sure?
Hey, look, I'm a journalist. I've seen a lot of things. I have more than my share of experience with so-called poisonings. Man eats fishy fish, goes bye-bye. End quote.
Food poisoning doesn't count. Should I get him to talk about something else?
Yeah, okay.
Oh boy, I love this. Listen.
The thing is, I don't see any problem with the poisoning itself.
Was there even anything here, actually, was it? That's just the time and the cost of death, so that... anyway. We have all this crap. What's the options? The coffee, the stars, coffee. Somehow we're always talking about coffee here. Either that or the death itself. Yeah.
Pick one of the other two, I guess.
So, you're trying the coffee that Vera served you too?
Of course! When someone serves you coffee, you drink it. That's why my old boss always used to say, never did get what he meant by it, though.
But you're still alive, which is to say, you didn't die.
Of course not! No point falling before you're a star. End quote.
That's not exactly what I was getting at.
What were you getting at then? You know the poisoning was on the rim, not on the coffee. In the coffee. Oh yes. Oh yeah. There were 2 cups in the tray she brought. And one of the cups had Drew's signature painting on the side.
No chance to get this chance to guess what had take that one by mistake, I guess.
Oh, Mr. Justice, was that testimony important?
I'm gonna explore all the options, or
Might as well. I mean, like I said, there's no penalty here, so.
that's head in there. We're talking about the Tankers with us. I say that is important.
Oh, please add that to your testimony, Mr. Brasho. So I think, yeah, it's gonna change the fourth one every single time. Anytime you press it, you can change it to the other one. Maybe you can press this one if you want. And then we'll probably have to go back to the fourth one. For sure! Sure! I'm sure. A Drew Studio isn't a big place, kiddo. I like to... I'd know if I'd know it if someone else had come in.
What if they had been hiding in there from before?
Even if someone had been hiding in the studio, they hardly could have poisoned that mug without anyone noticing. You think I, Spark Brasho, would miss something as obvious as that? No way! He sure makes it sound exciting. I guess that's his job.
There's only one moment we need to focus on, really.
The moment when Drew Mission died?
Exactly. There has to be something there. And we're back at this crazy ass place.
Trying the coffee too, but I'm not dead yet. Yet.
So yeah. We press on him here, or,
Yeah.
or do we actually have a plan of action?
We still got one other one to press him on.
What, the stars and coffee?
Yeah.
You're sure you drank the coffee?
Oh yes, yes, quite. I gulped it down, felt that sweet scorch in my throat.
But you say the victim took one sip and fell over, and you still kept drinking?
Of course. Drinking coffee when it's hot, never when it's not. And that's what my old boss used to always say. Never really knew what he meant by it.
Should I get him to talk about something?
So, either the moment of death or this part here is important.
You say Mr. Michan had the coffee too, but did you actually see him drink the coffee?
Of course. He who sees it wins, but he who says it wins bigger. End quote. I live in a man sees dog eat, what the fuck? Dog eat dog and writes about it world.
what is this guy on? What drugs is this guy on? Yet?
I guess I can't say I saw him drink it really. He had one so-called sip, if that. Man puts lips to mug. Drinks question mark? End quote. My voice was quite violent, I hear. My stomach did a so-called somersault. Since I gulped down the coffee without so much as a second glance at it. Wait! Maybe something's there. Some kind of so-called trick. Anyone want to venture a guess for the record?
Does this guy have a balls button?
Mr. Justice, did you find that testimony valuable?
Honestly, kind of a fucking mess. That's what I found.
Maybe. I did seem kind of... What?
I'm just thinking. Because I can add that in there. He'll probably have something more to say, huh?
Oh yes, yes. You can go to the press with that one.
This is a vital piece of information. Please add it to the... Phoenix, right? Apollo Genesis talks differently about this line. It's just a little bit, huh?
No, well, the witness will add this to the testimony. And vital. Right. And one sip of that, and then you will send us for water.
I felt like a ball just spoke a little bit differently about this Star coffee line. Even if it's even if we try to fucking evidence this shit, what do we evidence though? What do we have? Paintings will just do nothing. The picture will do nothing. I don't.
What's the autopsy?
That was just the time, and the pretty much the death. This poisoning of that. Clearly, we have to present this somewhere. I think that's the only relevant thing that's here. Like
Oh.
presenting this.
Oh, it says slow acting deadly poison.
Right. So that means this will just go here anyway, right?
Yeah, because look, he says one sip, if that, and then the next moment he's on the floor already. So he's just saying that it immediately took effect, which can't be the case.
Well, either way, like I was gonna assume it's the coffee mug anyway. It was just one of the 3 sentences for this one mug.
Objection!
You know what? I have a problem with a particular property of the poison used. Just this poison.
No, Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about the poison. Lethal dosage of 0.002 milligrams paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Justice, will be reduced to a quivering pile.
Thanks for making an example out of me. Why are you using me as an example? Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There was a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information.
An omission?
This poison is as virulent as he says, but that doesn't come upon ingestion, not immediately. That's because the said poison is slow acting.
Slow acting? What?
According to one forensic scientist, it's one of the most virulent poisons, but it's absorbed into the body astonishingly slow. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of indigestion for the adverse effects to show. If we suppose that the moment Mr. Micham sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he would still have had time left to enjoy his last cup of Joe.
Wow, he's so skinny!
I'm telling you, that's Baldy's basics.
Order! What's the meaning of this? And what the defense says is correct. Why? That contradicts the entire testimony we just heard.
Well, Mr. Brusho, anything to say on the record?
What? Slow acting. SLOWACT. It was violent, alright. Even then, it had already begun digging its claws onto the journalist. He's working on his scoop.
Objection!
He's Brusho, yeah? Herr Brusho. Let's take a trip back down memory lane. Huh? Is it the victim really dying the instant he took a sip? Think it over. Is this his vital? You know what I think? I think that was a not so subliminal suggestion, end quote. I admit, it does cause a problem if he died when you say he died. And be forced to say auf Wiedersehen to my simple case. And you would be forced to say farewell to your article. Come again! You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? And as the case drags on, other reporters will pick up the scent. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye. Oh, scoop. Scoop.
Man, it's like someone mentions pile. Instant nervousness.
Look, wait. Just wait a second. Just 1 second. We're waiting. Out with it. I think I just recalled a so-called important detail. A revival of recollection, end quote. A story's revival, end quote.
Utterly confused, end quote.
Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I heard a poison that takes its sweet time, see? But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently. Mr. Bush, are you saying you noticed something that explains what happened? You bet I am. The antidote for a poisonous contradiction, end quote, you might say.
Or, I still have no idea what you're talking about, end quote, I might say.
I figured it out, but only after an in-depth interview. You see, that's my journalism skills. I know who poisoned that coffee. Jesus Christ, this dude. Order.
No, he only makes me think of all these spacesuits. He just needs green shirts and blue pants.
As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony that Mr. Misham died the instant after he drank. Of course, I'm standing by my testimony. My dream of exclusive rights to this story. I suppose it was too much to hope for.
What was?
Of course, he wouldn't choose a simple case, and not him. Him? Phoenix Wright. Who else?
Just call him out!
Achtung, Herr Brussel, report for us, if you would. What is it that you noticed? The court is a critical trial of the jury system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed. Oh. Oh.
You feeling okay there? Yeah.
Huh?
You need a moment? No? Okay.
Oh. And when I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note?
So now we're really talking about that letter in the desk, ain't we?
A suicide note? Yes, he had this look on his face. Man's face, unscrutable as a quadratic equation. End quote. Suicide. Poor Mr. Misham. But that means Vera's innocent.
Would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview?
Oh. Well, begin your cross-examination.
Was there anyone at the studio other than Mr. Misham?
Well, his daughter, Vera, of course.
Was anyone besides Mr. Misham and Vera present?
Not a single one. Not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse.
The only person who didn't belong to that studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Brushel?
I know what you're doing. I know your game. Attorney uses classic Ramsden phenomenon ploy, end quote. If you intend to suggest that the reporter is a suspect, I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting that assertion, correct? In the meantime, let's move along, shall we?
So he put the letter away when he saw you.
Only reporter gets worm. End quote. And that's my secret.
I'm not sure I follow.
It's the night of the interview. I arrive 15 minutes ahead of schedule.
Dang, 15 minutes.
The handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in.
Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really?
Mr. Misham sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed his letter into that yellow envelope as fast as he could.
Pretty sure it was red though, not yellow, but what do I know, huh? Unless this is a different one, but I'm pretty sure the yellow is not what I remember here.
I know a secret when I spawn one, and that was one. That seems significant. Well, Mr. Justice?
I wonder. It does have the ring of something important.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what it was. I didn't. The defense might is well, Your Honor.
Oh, please add it to the testimony then. Hey, why not? My account comes free of charge. Yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene. I mean.
Real bruh. And you saw him seal this yellow envelope with the letter?
Hey, don't look at me like that. I saw what I saw. Apollo, you think this might be it?
Our big break, yeah. What I need is to show some decisive evidence now. Even the game is like, guys, this is a really easy one. We're giving you a really easy one, right?
Yeah.
We'll say what he says. You didn't think anything might be wrong at the time.
Hey, when I go for an interview, that's what I'm there to do. Interviewing finds looking more effective than caring. End quote.
So what about now? Thinking back on it, did you sense anything strange in Misham's behavior?
Well, yeah, that's why I'm telling you all of this to begin with. Well, continue with your testimony. Suicide notes.
A suicide note?
Well, yeah, don't quote me or anything. I'm just saying it's a possibility, you know?
She didn't actually check the letter.
Of course not. It was sealed. Contents of can unknown until can is opened. End quote.
You can always check the label.
You think Mr. Michel was writing a suicide note?
If he was, that would solve the case in a jiffy.
It kind of makes me wonder about that letter. Well, apart from the obvious, yeah.
As it just so happens, there was a single letter in a desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope. Prosecutor Kava
Yeah.
was a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime. That fucking animation. It just breaks whole human body.
It just
seems so unrealistic, man. Like, we've got a Polo and Gavin here being all fucking real and cool, and then this fucking doofus, man.
That's just a borderless animation. That's all it is.
Oh, I mean, it didn't help with my fucking voice acting. It's just perfect. Oh. Okay, let me focus. Oh. Yeah. Unfortunately, no. But her forehead is easy to mistake the color of an envelope.
I guess. But not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already, 7 years ago.
Well, Mr. Brusho, I can explain that.
Can you?
True, right? He wanted to get that letter in an envelope, pronto. Get it out of sight of my beady eyes, right?
I'm like, that fucking animation is all stuck in my head.
Nah, it's probably gonna play again one more time somewhere, right?
Probably.
So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away.
How about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction jump?
Mr. Justice, have you anything to say to the witness's claim?
That night, the victim put a letter that he had been written in a red envelope.
I think it's impossible. Right.
That night, the victim put a letter he had been writing in a red. I mean, he would have had to also seal it really fast as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, if he wanted to hide it from this freaking weirdo, then, I mean, you don't have time to seal it. You really don't have time to seal it.
Yeah. It's impossible. Ah, I like your expression. It's so full of confidence.
It's simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope with the assistance of a forensic scientist.
What?
Note that this letter is addressed to Troom Shan.
Oh!
Why would he address the letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself.
I've been scooped!
Bruh.
Oh no. What a fucking doofus.
Order, order, order!
Did someone say doofus? Man, how would Cyril have a crash out on the witness stand? I only wonder.
Something to do with his emotes. Or maybe his helmet breaking.
Helmet actually breaks! Oh shit!
Mr. Brusho, can you explain this to the court? Oh my. How could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to the best of us. A reporter gets old, forgets lots. End quote. I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brusho. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something.
His desk drawer?
Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp. End quote. A stamp? Whatever for? Well, to mail his letter. What else?
Mail a 7-year-old letter somewhere, yeah, fuck yeah.
And, well, yes, I think I saw him put it in his letterbox.
Well, wasn't it fucking empty?
Well, that's kind of a problem now, isn't it?
Yes, it was a yellow envelope. And he put it in that box.
Uh-huh.
Well, the problem is the mailman came and took all the letters, so that's kind of a problem. Wait, what was that?
Oh, apparently this yellow letter has nothing to do with this case.
Oh, how I wish it did. And just think of that
if that were a suicide note. What a story! A star writes suicide note in front of reporter. False. End quote. As I was saying, that has nothing to do with this case. That said,
Yes, Your Honor.
it makes me wonder about the contents of that red envelope.
Just money.
Yeah. I was in this one. 100,000 is quite a good deal of money. So this was from 7 years ago, yeah? So, am I finished here? I mean, am I finished here? I was thinking of, going home to start writing.
No. 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 I hate to state what should be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch the scent of a story, you make that a rather unique face. You a doctor there, man? I think you.
Come on. Attorney has active imagination, little else. End quote. Even I noticed something. My eyes aren't what they used to be. You know, I'm starting to understand what all this perceiving stuff is all about.
Damn, Judge, George have a bracelet? Judge has active imagination. End quote.
Please continue with your testimony. As about the scene, the scent of the story. Of a story. Hey. I'm the one asking the questions here usually. Oh. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Reporter Leverage Story gets his interview, end quote. The story concerns a certain case from 7 years ago. That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. So you threatened to go... Threatened? Threatened to go to the press with this story? That's how you got your interview. Blackmail? Well, yes. I mean, no. I wasn't exactly black. I mean, not like...
Yeah, brush your tongue, yes.
Something wrong, Mr. Brushel? Look. This is my story. My tidbit. Journalist info is a livelihood. End quote. I see. Why you got me chatting away in here? What's going on out there? What if some Wally Wordsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? They could be going to press or I'm going to waste.
Not our problem, really.
Oh, feels your pain, Mr. Brushel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace.
No, I'm feeling no pain, honestly. A certain case 7 years ago. Wait, 7 years ago.
Oh. Did you see that?
The victim Drew had an aversion to reporters.
Boy, I guess not even my considerable charms did much for him. Until I finally got my thumbs up, that is.
maybe you can elaborate on that a bit for us? Or yeah, okay.
Exactly what sort of story was this?
Ah, a little one. Like I said. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing in between. End quote. I might have suggested I had a lead on this particular story. But I didn't threaten or cajole or nothing. Honest.
So a suggestion was enough to get an interview? Mr. Misham must have really wanted to keep it under wraps. A certain case 7 years ago? Tell us, what case?
Let me say one thing, Mr. Attorney. And you can call me on this. I can't talk about the case.
Why not?
It's about journalistic pride and staunchness, and credibility and connections. A journalist reveals sources only over his dead body. End quote. So I'll be gonna strangle me? Dead man don't tell tales.
He sounds pretty determined not to talk.
Our chances of breaking his will aren't looking good. This fucking guy, dude.
On the one hand, we have your story. On the other hand, this letter. What makes you think that you are related?
I was just saying it's possible. I call it reporter's intuition. End quote. Hey, I say a lot of things. You going to pick on all of them apart? Be my guest.
All of them? No, just the incredibly suspicious ones.
I see. Anything else to add about Mr. Misham?
Just how amazing was Misham's talent?
Huh? Hoo-wee. Boy, I mean, hey, he's a star, man, a star. The fly of his brush is like a great undulating river across the canvas. Artist paints lights up studio like sun. End quote.
This guy is full of wacky gestures, but that one just was wackier than usual.
Looks kind of nervous to me, Apollo.
Definitely, I'm sensing something different than before here. Maybe it's time to bring out you know what.
That testimony left a bad taste in my mouth.
It all makes sense. Nothing jumps out as ridiculous.
I wonder what this story he's been talking about is. It must have been good to get an interview with a famous recluse like that.
Something powerful enough to throw Misham out of hiding. I wonder. Maybe it had something to do with Misham's art.
So sounds like the last one is where you need to do the thing.
This one?
Must be.
Not like nothing can go wrong here. Doesn't look like it's on the face, at least, so.
Hand, maybe?
Well, the hand is definitely not moving.
Try anywhere else. Neck?
Come on, this thing sure is hidden. Maybe it's a fucking pocket. Something moves in pocket. No, not really.
His other hand. Can't go anywhere else?
No, we can't go more down.
Okay. It has to be this one, right? Neck? Check neck.
I don't want to see if the head moves at all. No, nothing moved there. Oh, neck. Where's the neck?
Ears? I don't know. Maybe not.
There's something moving here, then God.
What could it be?
Where's these? Nothing's moving there, huh? Just checking the shoulders, you know.
Oh!
Something moved there. Whatever that was. Something about his armpit.
Is that sweat?
Hey.
Well, that's definitely something.
Sweat much, Mr. Prussell?
Yeah, well... a man can't help his glands, you know?
It's more than that. When Mr. Michel's talent was mentioned, you suddenly began to sweat buckets. Honestly, who in the court would ever believe my shenanigans with this one?
What? You're hiding...
You're hiding something about his talent.
That's ridiculous!
Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Michan threw a talent blade. It just so happens I have evidence showing the talent mentioned.
I think it's the fake drawing. Or wait, no, wait, it's the... Yeah, it's this one. The other paintings are gone, it's just that one left now.
So, the hidden painting, I just...
Yeah, because that's the one we talked about forgery.
Oh. This painting was found in Mr. Michan's studio.
Yeah.
There are two problems with this painting. The first is that it wasn't painted by Mr. Michan. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Then we have Othello discussing payment of 100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries. Dick, double up. That is all, Your Honor. End quote.
Everyone, please, everyone! Can we keep this private, please?
Why?
This is my story, my scoop!
Bruh.
Forgery? That's a serious crime!
Drew Misham is known as an artist these days. But there were rumors he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years ago.
Another art, meaning forgery.
Drew Misham was talented, alright. Talented at making precise, detailed fakes. The fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover.
Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about...
Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence. The rumor started circulating 7 years ago.
I like what Karen has said nothing to say this whole time. It just goes on.
7 years ago? So, are we to understand that this letter, this payment of 100,000 was for...
Exactly. Forged evidence, net profit! End quote. Net's tidy profit.
Order, order, order! Why, it's like our victim was a double life.
Ah, this is my chance. So the victim had ties to the criminal role, right? He could have had plenty of enemies we know nothing about.
Objection!
This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connection when we conducted our investigation.
Objection!
But how do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here.
Objection!
But there is no proof trying this letter to our case. The case was and remains simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. And you, of course. Hey! The only thing I poison is my pen, or when I'm writing reviews.
Mr. Brusho, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable. It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen.
What are you talking about? My journalism. Let me read that again. My journalism is rock solid. Journalism so solid you could stand on elephant on it. End quote.
In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. If we can ascertain the situation in that studio from the recap, the trial is over.
Apollo, what's he talking about?
The cross-examination showed Mr. Brashall didn't have reason or means to poison him. As long as there's no other suspects, then the killer had to be Vera, that's what. This next testimony is our last chance.
Mr. Brusho, your testimony, please.
No.
The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. It was Vera who poured the coffee. She admitted as much herself. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. And nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing. Clearly, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. A nice testimony, clear, succinct, and without room for doubt. Ah, shucks. You really think so?
I believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may begin your final cross-explosion.
Right. You mean examination, right?
Same shit, get on with it. I wanna go home already.
I still have one trump card left to play. And I won't let this trial end until I use it.
Well, I know we gotta use that postcard little frame somewhere, somehow, but...
Hold it!
But that doesn't prove you were a poisoner.
Objection!
Objection! How many times have we heard that one hair for head? The poison reached his victim via that coffee mug. And from where that coffee come? Not to beat a dead horse again and again, but perhaps you could fill us in? I'm on it. You need a horse to beat? I'm your man.
Hold it!
And you witnessed her pouring the coffee?
Of course I didn't witness it. When she came in with that tray, the coffee was already poured and steaming. Let us not forget, the defendant has admitted to pouring the coffee herself. I heard her statement. I poured, I served, I killed. And I killed.
Was that really there? Like,
I don't know about that last word though.
What?
Okay, it's that last part, it was just a little joke.
I don't think I'm going to get anywhere with this coffee mug. I need to find another weak spot in this case.
Hold it!
You're sure about that?
Well, to be really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies the whole time.
One of those candies might have been poisoned.
Just what? Yet, at the time of the autopsy, no fresh fragrance of mint filled the room. And no mint residue was found.
It was a long shot anyway.
Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this? You think the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested something other than coffee?
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have some proof,
The possibility is there. I can feel it. It's just maybe not prove it, not yet. And possibility isn't going to cut it, not now. Mr. Michel ingested that poison via a route other than that coffee.
Wait, Mr. Michel ingested the poison via a route other than that coffee. Open the court records. I know the only other poisonous thing.
I mean, that's what he had to ingest it.
There's traces of deadly poison. Yeah, that's. I feel like that's the only thing we have.
He would have to put that in his freaking mouth or something.
Yeah.
Well, if you, I can only think of one thing.
What?
There's only one way this thing could get in his fucking mouth.
Lick it.
What I mean to say is that whatever this picture frame was holding could have been basically that little stamp thing there. So normally you lick a stamp and then you put it, on the envelope. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So if there was a stamp there, he must have taken it, he licked it, put it on the thing, and poisoned himself, basically.
Yeah, I think that's how it is, yeah. Pretty sure that is it, yeah. Well, let's go for it. Let's see what happens. Pretty sure we can prove it, right?
I'm just gonna look around a bit more then.
I do believe our little forehead is growing up. Pity, we liked the raw shootful forehead best.
Another hole in this case that needs slugging before I can prove anything. But first things first, I better uncover a weak spot before I can strike again. Yes, on with cross-examination. What's this line? The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. So, yeah. Just making sure these other lines have something interesting in them.
Right.
Not one thing? You're sure?
Yeah, sure I can be. Well, with one exception.
one exception. What?
a journalist, Spark Brusho, does interview, leave studio, end quote. Come on. It's a joke. Get it? Not funny? I know, but still.
Did something leave the studio that night? Why does that sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before?
Why does that sound important? That almost sounds important. Yeah.
Now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony. Do you have any idea what, if anything, might have left the studio that night?
Man, and this is another freaking piece of dialogue that can present something.
Do you have any idea what, if anything, might have left the studio that night? The yellow envelope.
Well, yeah, it did leave it.
That's the only thing I can think of. I think this might be important for the previous thing as well.
Let's see. I think one thing might very well have left the studio night, actually. A certain something that was vanished from a certain scene.
By which you mean? Something other than our witness?
Of course!
Zon, tell me, Vera Misham?
Believe me, any comic relief may provide... I may provide is entirely unintentional.
Then let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice.
Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. But I do have evidence that shows it could have been taken from the scene.
No, the red
if it-
envelope.
Then it's just gonna be this.
I think... Oh yeah, or that, yeah.
This is the only link between that studio and the outside world.
A letterbox.
What did Mr. Russell just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just witnessed writing a letter.
Finished writing. Yeah, I said that. And yeah, it was true.
Furthermore, he went on to tell us that he put the letter in a yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox.
Ah,
But that very same letterbox was empty. In other words, that night the yellow envelope disappeared.
Objection!
Ah, yes, intriguing. So an envelope has disappeared from the scene of the crime. Of course, this changes nothing.
Huh?
he has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Misham. It is really important that this envelope, the witness says he saw disappeared.
Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That means very important to me. That seems very important to me.
Very well then, the witness will add this to the testimony.
I got it. I still think this fails to change anything here, Forehead.
I won't be so sure. A letter disappeared from the crime scene that night. This is exactly the opening I've been looking for.
Okay, before we go back to the third one, let's check the fifth one.
The only thing that touched the truth lips.
That's the thing where we have to prove with the other, you know.
This is the new line. His daughter. He's his daughter. You say clearly as though it were obvious. But this claim that that the defendant poisoned the victim is merely conjecture.
Yeah, yes, well, you see, in my business, it's all about making the most ridiculous things sound right. A bad habit, I know. Yes, well, actually, I guess this is more of a case of ridiculous journalist sounds wrong, end quote.
The court is forced to agree with you. Please refrain from wild conjecture.
Yeah, just shoot loud and clear.
If only I could believe that.
What do you think, Apollo? Everything he's saying seems so not flawed.
I don't know about that. Well, that's kind of what you want from a testimony, really. I need to keep my eye on what matters. How and why was True Michelle killed? Where a poor coffee, that's not going to change. But if that coffee didn't kill him, I need to find what did and prove it.
Now back to the third one.
I might as well press this one as well for that extra dialogue.
Oh,
Nothing could have been more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio. And you were hiding that fact from us.
yeah, well, actually... Let's not argue. The possibility is that a letter disappeared from that studio. But here for it, isn't there a much more serious question before us?
Right. Oh, Mr. was poisoned, I know. But Mr. Brussels testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have too. And what he's told us means something entirely different. Now I'm starting to think.
Let's keep thinking, Apollo.
So we basically have to figure this one out.
Yeah.
Sure about that, buddy? Yes, really. Shit. Probably mint and shit. What about those all poisonous mints, you know? Oh, you're forehead. You're being delusional again. we're gonna have to like lock you up in a madhouse. Get a straight jacket, you know? Yeah, don't need to.
Put you in a padded room.
Well, I guess this was all a waste of time. Now how about you give me some evidence? Okay, alright, sure, I'll give you some evidence. He tested it through a different route. I can freaking prove this! Proof is possible. Here goes nothing.
Oh yeah. You do understand what we need, yeah? Proof. Hair, forehead, not possibilities.
Of course, and Prosecutor Cabot, I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof.
What did you say?
I have proof of the disappearing envelope.
I saw him writing a letter, I did.
Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume.
Of course, which means that all had stamp on it.
A stamp?
Well, he's bringing up the case for me. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Stamp. As we all know, stamps come with tried clue on the back. Huh?
Okay.
At least he's making this point so we actually can present that stupid thing.
Yep, yep.
In other words, to use the clue, you have to wet it by licking the stamp.
Objection!
No one we're talking to actually lick stamps in this day and age.
Objection!
Even if you wanted to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all.
Objection!
Okay, so he licks the stamp, but wait. As that explains the atriquinine on the rim of the mug, coffee mug.
I guess he was just poisoned by the stamp. He only managed to put his lips on the rim and he fucking died. It was long enough for him to drop dead. Right? I mean, in theory.
I mean, it's not out of the
Well,
question
actually-
to imagine, like, if he had to lick it, he probably got it in his lips as well, potentially.
Yeah, I don't know,
not-
like he just had time to put his infected mouth to that rim and he didn't even get to drink it. He just died before he could.
Yeah.
Objection!
If you lick the back of a poisoned stamp, the poison would get onto his tongue, yes? What would then happen if he put the coffee mug on his mouth? Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way around.
Oh, what?
The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Michan. Michan poisoned the coffee mug himself. I guess that's
Damn.
one way to word it, I guess.
Order! But that doesn't... does it?
I mean, the way Apollo worded it is like out of context.
Yeah.
Recall, if you would. The said poison is a slow-acting poison, yes. The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on that envelope, but his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips to that cup of Joe.
Well, damn.
But we still have to evidence this, right? Come on, where's the evidence? Someone's gonna call it evidence.
You have something to add, Mr. Brusho?
His nose is picking up on scent.
As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp, end quote. But, you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one.
Maybe he just run out?
Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There were no stamps, not a single one.
That does pose a problem. How you prove that the stamp was coated with poison?
Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp he used was poison possible.
Good show, good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp in the scene in the first place.
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyway. Where's your evidence that proves the existence of this poison stamp?
Tiny frame.
Well, that certainly is a cute little frame. And by little, I mean really little.
It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself.
I noticed that too during my inspection. So what?
Apparently you weren't as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important.
Missing something?
Yes, a pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Said poison residue.
What? Why wasn't I told about this?
The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller. Maybe an inch wide at most.
You aren't saying.
Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps?
Order, order, order! The poison stamp wasn't on this frame?
Impossible.
Prosecutor Gavin,
Why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide on if the mood struck.
If she moonstruck, I can commit suicide! What a fucking statement!
Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling kind of suicidal. Yeah, I think this is it. And you know, can I say something? I had a thought, see?
What? What, Brusho? And please stop jittering around like that.
The victim was a forger, right? There's a lot of money in that line of work. Forger forges friends and makes enemies too. End quote.
So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him.
Objection!
Oh, rich. That's rich. Leave the ridiculous flights of fancy Susie Governor's song lyrics, please.
Finally, something we agree on.
The stamp was a murder weapon? Nonsense. Murder is a simple business
Who would go to such lengths? No one.
I don't know, man. Nothing's been simple in the past few cases. Oh, I disagree.
Come again?
Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Through Mishan hid from the world, he avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail.
The mail?
Now, if you wanted to kill someone you're gonna meet, but you knew the red letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon.
Ridiculous. Where is your proof? I want proof. Show us evidence that this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon.
I don't have evidence per se, but things are finally starting to come together.
What is it, Apollo? Your fists are trembling.
I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Mishan was killed.
Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice.
A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Mishan the stamp of death.
Sent him the stamp of death?
Huh? What way to word it?
I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Mishan the stamp of death.
What was in here?
Oh, maybe this. Sign of papers. I need not remind you to speak of this to no one.
Sign the papers and send the envelope with enclosed stamp. Well, it calls out the stamp. The letter itself calls out for a fucking stamp. Within 3 days. I don't know if the 3 days relevant here, but this letter itself, like, it's kind of demanding that you would close this with a stamp.
Yeah. Within 3 days.
Yeah, I don't know if the 3 days matters in this context, but
Probably not.
they want evidence, right? Nothing here helps, so it has to be this. This calls out for the stamp particularly.
No,
You can't even open this thing, so this is probably irrelevant anyway. No?
it's probably not important right now. This is,
I
I think this is the only piece of evidence we have.
I can only present this.
Isn't this the envelope, the one from 7 years ago?
Think about the text of the letter again. There were 2 pages in the envelope. This is page 1. It closed stop. And this is page 2. I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Sent in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor.
Oh. In other words, I have this straight. The stamp, poison, on the stamp, lick, gasp, and quote.
Now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked?
He would sign the document, put it in the envelope, and put the stamp on it, right? Then he would put it in his letterbox.
15 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter. But the clock started ticking when the time came. He drew his last breath. The murder weapon would be taken away from the scene.
Quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system. Such a splendid imagination you have here, Forehead. Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might.
So, this poison stamp was inside this envelope from 7 years ago, yeah? Is that what you'd have us believe, really?
Well,
Is it a little bit of a stretch? It is a little bit of a stretch, but there is a possibility. Yeah, a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? A poison stamp in this envelope are stamps that then became the murder weapon. How do you intend to prove is this seeming coincidence? Well,
that was 7 years ago, and we don't even know who sent that letter.
and your answer is silence, I see. Very well, I move to... It's not nice to pick on Fräulein Clavier.
Bruh.
What the
It
fuck?
randomly appeared. Emma?
That was okay.
Like my Christoph Cavan impression? Did I sound like him? Impression? What was that supposed to? What do you mean impression?
Uh-huh.
He just literally stood there. Game logic much, okay?
I think that was just like... I think she was just like... it was like an... What's it called? Like a hallucination or something.
Bruh. Don't quit your day job.
Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after, Fräulein Detective?
Someone had to come take you all out of this mess. You're making out of this case. Mess. You know, none of this would happen if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope easy.
Care to explain yourself, Fräulein Detective?
Play with me all you want, but science is on my side. It's all in the residue, right? That's right, the poison, the detection spray.
Produce the red envelope at once. You can open it on the authority of the court.
I'll start spraying.
Random spray! Spray! Bitch! Fucking spray!
Wow, would you look at that?
No mistaking it. That's the said poison residue.
I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now, 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last.
Objection!
Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why. Why didn't this murder take place 7 years ago?
Well, there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Michan figured it out.
Figured what out?
He realized that the person who sent that letter wanted him dead. So he sent his reply with a different stamp.
And put his decisive evidence in a frame? You're still here.
It's like, was he allowed to leave?
Yep. Can I make a statement here on the record? I spark razor tooth Brasho. Kindest scoop is mine. Drew Misham killed in cold blood. By sender of 7 years old letter. End quote. No, maybe something more succulent. A star falls after 7-year delay. End quote.
This is the only fucker who talks about 7-year-old cases.
Yeah.
Order! 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 I see no room for further argument here.
You're You hear like there's a Two-Fish music going on here, I swear.
Yeah, I could see that in Zero. Though I admit, this is all coming as quite a shock. To think that the murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp is a ticket straight to afterlife. End quote.
Great.
Uh-oh. I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge.
I see no need for further debate on this matter. The sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant.
Polo.
I think we just won. Yeah, hell no. Hell no. No.
Very well. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
Is this the bright future of our legal system?
Prosecutor, Gavin?
A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago. Tickets for Gaviner's show are invalid after 2 weeks.
But it doesn't make sense in any other way.
It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this.
There's a fatal contradiction in her forehead's claim.
The contradiction?
A poison stamp was placed in this envelope 7 years ago, whereupon it was framed until now. If that's the case, then why would Drew Misham have done what he did?
Gemma explained that. He must have realized it was poisoned.
Therein lies the rub. 7 years ago, the forger Drew Misham sensed a trap and put the stamp on the frame. I do not debate this, but this begs the question. Why, 7 years later, did he use that stamp on the night of the murder? Surely, you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Misham simply forgot? He put the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot? You expect us to believe he sprung the trap on himself? That is a bit of a problem.
That's a bit of a problem. Yeah. Damn. Well, I admit this is all quite shocking myself. It does seem highly unlikely that he would fall afoul of a trap. I have been sitting on his desk for 7 years.
Apollo?
I don't think we're winning anymore.
I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. We've been waiting for you.
Objection!
Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in this envelope?
The poison stamp? Where exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you brought it to the court for us? I see no proof that such a thing ever existed.
Objection!
What about the poison residue, huh?
Oh, I agree. That does seem to be atricuni residue. But her forehead, it's certainly no stamp.
Yeah, but...
Even if your precise poison stamp did exist.
Is it precious, right?
Oh, precious. Precious. Drew Misham never would have used it. That is all.
I believe we've come to a conclusion. Again.
Apollo? We were wrong the whole time?
I can't believe it! The poison traces match up. It can't be coincidence.
I'd like to bring some closure to this issue. Sometime this year.
Okay, roll time impatient here.
Mr. Justice,
Yes, Your Honor.
let's review the facts and see where we stand. 7 years ago, Drew Mission received a red envelope. There were traces of this poison, of the poison atroquinine on the document inside that envelope. A similar trace was also found at the crime scene. On this tiny picture frame. The defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope. An envelope that left the scene of the crime with the poison stamp on it.
Yeah, but even if this envelope contained a poison stamp, Drew Misham knowing this, put it in a frame. He never would have used that stamp.
I'm afraid you're right. Which means there's a fatal flaw in the defense's case.
I haven't been on the wrong track this whole time. I'm sure of it. Traces of said poison, the envelope, the frame, and Drew Mishan's mysterious death are all connected somehow.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us?
The defense stands by its case, Your Honor. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake.
Ah, a fake clue. Fascinating. And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite reasonable, yeah?
The fake clue that's thrown us off the poison trail is none other than... well, that's something else.
Fake clue that's thrown us off. Wasn't sure it's none other than the red envelope, the frame, Drew Mission. Is it the frame?
Something that's fake. I mean, the frame can't be fucking fake, man. The little frame thing. It's just, so no way that's fucking fake.
I think it's the red envelope. Okay, if let's think a little more logically. If he had a poisoned stamp, why would he keep it in the first place? Why keep it in the first place to begin with?
The thing is, we sprayed shit on this envelope as well, and this thing. At least we sprayed it during the court case. Too. There was blue shit on the papers or this envelope. So these two can't be just fake per se. There's clearly poison on them. The poison is there. I don't see how that's fake. As for this guy, what could be fake about this guy though? Aside from the fact that he's a forger.
I think it's just one of those answers that's kind of like... Wait. The fake clue that's thrown us off the poison trail is none other than... Fake about him. I don't see how him being the answer can...
I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that's just fake about him right about now. I'm sure my but these two, though.
I think it's the red envelope. Again, if he did find the poison stamp, why would he keep it? Why not get rid of it? Why did he need to keep it? That's just my own logical reasoning, but I don't know where the case is headed right now, so could be anything realistically.
What do you think? What?
Knowing this, put it in the frame. We're also believing in the fact that he knows about this stamp and he just knowingly or unknowingly fucking licked that damn thing. So far we're talking like he knowingly licked it and just offed himself.
Yeah, so I think he did lick it, but he didn't know it was poisoned. It just doesn't make sense, right? Otherwise. Like, he must have just been unaware that it is poisoned. Right? Again, like, that's literally my only logical explanation.
Fake fashion, and if sometimes fake, something that throws you off.
Throws you off?
Something that just threw us off the trail of the poison.
Threw us off the...
Like these two and say this one. This has to have been to throw us off the trail of the poison. Given that statement,
I think it is.
throw us off? I'm trying to think, like, how does the red envelope throw us off the trail of the poison?
I don't know, actually.
Like, if this is a fake thing to just throw us off on it, I mean, these two things were definitely related to each other.
They kind of are, yeah. So why you saying could be true Misham?
I'm just suspecting him because.
I mean, it could be. I don't have a guaranteed answer here. I don't know the real answer, so it could be him.
Because I'm thinking, like, there's a lot we don't know about this guy right about now. We're just working off of assumptions, and whatever this fucking sus reporter is telling us, end quote.
Well, I don't think we're gonna get penalized here, so yeah, fuck it.
I'm just gonna try that.
The victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid I don't understand.
I'll explain. We have an envelope and frame and a mug linked by poison. That's all. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself. What about him, actually? What about him? Please elaborate.
Congratulations! You've completely lost me.
we were lost as well. Welcome to the club.
So the fake evidence is none other than the master of fake himself, is the forger. It makes a good story, I give you that.
The fake clue, fakes, forgeries. Ah.
I know that face. That's the face. I just had an idea face.
I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. What if our forger is the fake?
Okay, I know where this is going now. Come again.
7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into that very same trap and dies. Why?
That's what I want to know.
Because the forger who was killed was a fake. I smell this. I smell this court case getting more complicated.
Simple case, man. Here we are again. The victim was a fake.
One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell into the trap. That's 2 forgers, and one of them was a fake.
Order! 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 So you're telling me as the Drew Misham, the victim was a fake? Well, if he was the fake, who was the real forger? You'd better not be claiming there was some kind of a switcheroo. I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story. Mr. Justice, show us who the real Drew Misham was.
The Drew Misham wasn't the real forger. There's only one other person it could have been. Understood, Your Honor. Forger Drew Misham was himself a forgery. Listening to this dialogue just puts my head to spin, honestly. The real forger was...
There's only one other person, Foxy.
Fucking 36 years old. I can smell a scoop from miles away. So anyway,
Hmm?
I mean... Aside from this fucking bumbling idiot, I think he's too much of a fucking idiot. Kinda falls on this chick.
Yeah. There is no other answer.
Literally just falls on her. So, whether one likes it or not.
Take that!
There's only the only explanation, really. The real identity of the forger known as Drew Misham is none other than his only daughter, Vera Misham.
Order! 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 Mr. Justice! This is going out on a limb, even for you. I kinda agree. I mean, Vera? A forger?
Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in that trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger.
Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense.
One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew's and Vera's. If we know that Drew wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility: the process of elimination. The forger was Vera. Well.
Fascinating. Vera Misham. You've been paying attention to the trial so far. Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the forger? Drew Misham?
Was that an expression of emotion I saw on her face? Oh shit, emotion!
Damn.
Starting to she's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face.
I'm used to being stared at by Fräuleins, believe me. Although they usually talk to me too. Tell us, were you the one who forged those works of art? Yes. So the forger, Joe Misham, was you?
Yes, it was me.
What? What?
The court was in an uproar. Is this a continued screen?
Probably.
The court was in an uproar and wasn't calming down. We had to break for a 10 minutes recess.
Damn. I assume it's gonna get too late for you, so we might have to stop here, right?
I mean, it's like about in an hour, I guess.
We're not gonna have enough time to finish the next part. Because I assume
Yeah,
it's gonna be another court session, probably some investigation. I actually just remembered something as well. There is definitely gonna be more to this case as well. A lot more to this case. We're only just now starting this case. This is
We're just lollygagging about a fake painter here. Then there's the magician still here in some shape or form. That they would think. And we're also talking about a case from 7 fucking years ago. I mean, that sounds like there's three fucking things involved here. Piled up into one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we better stop it here. We'll continue. I'm off tomorrow anyway. We can do tomorrow as well, probably. Yeah. Right. Well, for anyone that was watching, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you next time.